Hello and welcome to Njoy Training. Control accounts, journals and the banking system. My name's Mike Pryor, your tutor for this course. And we're going to build on the knowledge that you learnt in processing bookkeeping transactions. Help you to be able to make some corrections of errors and to use the trial balance for the opening position of an organisation. We're also going to give you a little introduction on the banking system. We really hope you're going to enjoy this course. So let's get started.
AAT Level 2 Control Accounts, Journals and the Banking System are the notes that you should have in front of you. And we're going to start with bank reconciliations. So if you move along to Chapter 1, bank reconciliations then, what we're looking at are differences, discrepancies between the bank statement and the entries that have been made in the cash book. And to account for those differences, we have what we call the bank reconciliation statement. And these should be done regularly, right? Because if you don't do them regularly, you won't know what mistakes have been made, if any, and potentially this is a very good deterrent for fraud. So the bank reconciliation, you can get bank statements online now and do them very regularly, daily, weekly. If you leave it monthly, finding out all the transactions and doing the matching can be very difficult. But the first thing you need to do is look for the timing differences, and then you also need to make sure the cash book is up to date, because sometimes items go through the bank statement that are not yet in the cash book. All right, so what are the timing differences? What things are going to arrive as your timing differences? And these are the things, this is very important, that need to be listed in the bank reconciliation statement, are your timing differences. So the first one is unpresented checks. And this is where you've written a check, but it hasn't yet come through onto the bank statement. Put it in the post, sent it off to your supplier, and they've yet to put it into the bank. So that's a timing difference. You've written it out, it goes into the cash book because you've written the check, but the bank hasn't yet had the check in through the business because of timing differences. All right, so unpresented checks. Now, bank lodgements, this is a strange term, but basically it means a check that you've received and put into your cash book, but it's not yet for some reason shown onto the bank statement. And this occurred some time ago when banks tended to take 3, 4, 5 days to deal with checks. Now they're under pressure to do it much more speedily. This bank lodgement timing difference is much less of an issue. But it might be if you receive the check, write it into your cash book, and then perhaps don't go to the bank for a couple of days. That could present a timing difference for your bank reconciliation. Items that need updating in the cash book, well, this can be all sorts of things that have gone through your bank statement and you haven't received information about them yet to write it into your cash book. So we've had, say, bank interest from the bank, dividend amounts received by the bank. This is potentially from shares that you hold in other companies. Credit transfers from your customers, often from trade receivables, other bank charges and interest, bounce checks, perhaps you've been notified of those, standing orders, direct debits that have been forgotten, you haven't put those through the cash book. Now what you do with these items is you update the cash book first, and you're going to do that. So we're going to take you through a bank reconciliation in the next lecture.